What's up everyone, Vu with Vu Films here, and I am back with another video. Yes, I just got a new haircut since my last stupid video regarding the DJI Ronin S and the Xeon Crane 2. And no, my aunt did not cut my hair, alright? You racist. But my barber is Chinese, so that's neither here nor there. Shout out to Sam, my barber. Anyway, full disclosure, the only thing serious about this channel is my face. All right, everything else you could take as a grain of salt. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Since the last video I did with regards to the DJI Ronin S, which you can see here or here, I'm just pointing to it so that I get more reviews from it. It's not really that informative, just being honest, but just click it so I get more views. All right, I am doing a comparison with these Sony cameras because I am trying to get more subs, so then Sony could recognize how strong my YouTube game is and invite me over to one of their Sony launch events, hopefully for the a7S III. That's really the only reason why I am doing this comparison right now, is just to build subscribership. I'm not here to inform you, really. Like, I don't really care about all that stuff. I just want to go to Sony events. Clearly, I only have like 800 subs, so I am not sponsored by Sony in any way to do these videos. However, I am a massive Sony fanboy. As you can see, I own all types of Sony products. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. 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 Which I don't know, being a Sony fanboy is probably worse, in terms of my bias towards Sony gear than Sony even paying me to do this. And that whole little montage of stuff, you probably heard those awesome sound effects. Good thing, I do have a sound pack for all the sound effects, and the links are not in the description because they do not exist. Okay, if you thought those sound effects were good, something's wrong with you. All right, so on to it. All right, I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. So today, the video I'm doing is I am going to compare the a7 III and the a7R III. Obviously, which one should you buy? And I understand that I am very late to the game. The a7R III has been released for quite a while. Now it has dropped price from $3,200 to $3,000. So it makes, the playing field a little more even compared to the a7 III, which is more recently released, and it's only $2,000. But I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube comparisons out there already regarding this too, and there's already been which ones should you buy YouTube videos. And this video is just late, It's a typical Asian thing of me to do, is to be late to the party, That's why most Asian weddings are like two or 3 days, because they would invite on the 15th and people are so late they don't even show up to the next day, the 16th, so they have to have multiple day weddings. I know this because I shoot many Asian weddings. Which one you should buy, the a7R III or the a7 III? The only reason why these lenses are in here is I'm just showing off all of my gear. Like, I really didn't have to mount a 7200 onto my a7R III, okay? I did it to show off this massive, expensive lens. But moving right along, first of all, let me just eliminate some people from this whole equation, all right? If you are a Craigslist shooter, videographer, photographer that posts on Craigslist, you shouldn't even consider these two cameras, all right? Because this camera is about $3,200 or $3,000. This camera is $2,000. That is more than your annual salary shooting 50 gigs, okay? Because you do like what, $100 to $200 for full day shoots. So You have to work a full year, do 40 to 50 weddings, working 12 hours a day just to buy an a7R III without a lens, okay? So I really don't know how you would be able to eat unless, you know, you should be shooting weddings and you intermittent fast for like 6-7 days and just eat that one vendor meal and, you know, figure you're full. I mean, if you're gonna be begging on a street corner, during the week, if you're carrying around a7R III, no one's gonna give you money because they're gonna assume that you're baller with a7R III holding a cardboard sign saying that, you know, you can't find work. So you should definitely do not, you know, if you're a Craigslist shooter, don't consider this at all right? 2, if you're the type of shooter that likes to go shoot at exotic places like, I don't know, a cliffside near the beach where waves are splashing and you got water going all over your camera, I would skip these cameras entirely because they are horrible with weather sealing. Sony needs to step up their game big time, okay? Because this weather sealing is straight trash. Okay, actually, you know what? Maybe I'm exaggerating. They're not that bad, okay? Like, you can easily, you know, spray like lens cleaner onto your lens. And the Sony bodies can handle, you know, lens cleaner spray. It's not going to get damaged. You're not gonna have, you know, it's not gonna get waterlogged and all that crap. It's good to go, you know, especially if you use, I don't know if you can see it, Zeiss lens cleaner, because that's how baller I am, all right? I'm not gonna buy the crap Amazon, you know, $5 bottle. I bought a straight Zeiss lens cleaning kit, okay? Because that's how I take care of my baller gear. I'm just kidding. I think this might have been like $8 or something. Like it's not even that serious. I mean, what is Zeiss is what, Germany? You know, this is literally probably just BMW or Audi, you know, windshield wiper cleaner. And they probably just put it in a bottle like this and I paid $8 just to clean my lenses. If you're gonna be shooting at exotic places where there's a bunch of water and waves and like, you know, extreme weather and stuff like that, skip Sony's entirely. Go for Canon, Nikon, Panasonic. And, you know, the only reason I mentioned Panasonic is that, you know, if you shoot at, you know, Panasonic by like cliff water or something, hopefully a wave will just splash on you and then knock the camera off of your hands, and then the Panasonic, you know, GH5, whatever, usually just like goes into the water and just sinks to the bottom. Because that's where Micro Four Thirds sensors belong, just gone, sank at the bottom. We don't need, you know, that small sensors creating content, all right? I'm kidding, okay? I am completely joking. GH5's awesome camera. You know, unfortunately, I probably hit a nerve with some Panasonic users just now, and it sucks. You know, you guys, for some reason, GH5 users, you guys are very sensitive about your gear, okay? If the GH5 sensor was as sensitive in low light as you are sensitive about gear jokes, it would be a GH5S. But then again, GH5S doesn't have stabilization. So, but then again, if you were here watching a Sony video and you're a GH5 user, then you're not very stable because you're thinking about switching. I think some of you just have like some type of gear sensitivity or small sensor inferiority. I mean, all because your GH5 sensor is smaller than an Asian grain of rice. Doesn't mean it's not a good camera, okay? It still does wonderful 10-bit for everyone to view on their like cell phones and tablets so they could really see all that 10-bit glory. And you know, it has 4K 60p. I mean, if you really dislike what I'm saying about your camera, just go record yourself in glorious 4K 60p, smashing that dislike button. I really don't care. And then right when you smash, you know, you're recording yourself smashing that dislike button, you know, you go ahead and whoosh pan over to the unsubscribe button. That's it. But really, you know, I am not against gear or anyone's other brands. Everyone has their own preference. You can pick whatever camera you want. It's all about you, the person behind the camera that creates good content, good footage, and all that stuff. For the most part, gear doesn't matter unless you own a Canon M50 mirrorless, which is pretty much a piece of trash. Sorry, but looks like I am wasting everyone's time again with my nonsense. You know, the reason why I don't really like to get into the actual what my title says is because I don't know anything, okay? What I do know is if you have money and you want the best of the best 7 series camera out right now that is hybrid, photos and video, just go ahead and shell out $3,000 for the a7R III. It's an amazing camera. You know, you get the best possible photos, 42 megapixels, the best viewfinder, the best screen. It has like more resolution. You know, if you're just completely like a dedicated photographer and you just want the best possible camera, you know, out of these two, you get the a7R III, okay? Real estate, if you're gonna be putting pictures on like big billboards where you need the megapixels, a7R III, okay? If you want 42 megapixel like selfies for your Instagram where, you know, your 300 followers can see how many wrinkles are in your face, like you get the a7R III, okay? Everybody else, for 2,000 bucks, the a7 III is fine. Okay, if you're shooting weddings, this is perfect because you don't have these massive file sizes from 42 megapixels, and you really don't need it. 24 megapixels is plenty. It has all the same Sony tech as a7R III, slightly faster autofocusing, maybe like a little bit less weather sealing, but to me these cameras, you know, when I use them back and forth, they're all the same, okay? This clearly has its advantages. This, you know, has one advantage is a pretty good amount better in low light, and it has better 4K. But you can't really notice that, it's all the same, you know, like I said, this is definitely the better camera, and if you want the best of the best, you just get this. But for wedding shooters, someone just wants a great camera that does video and photo extremely well, the a7 III is fine. Okay, so that's really up to your preference. And to be honest, when the a7S III comes out, I'm probably going to sell my a7R III to get that and use and pair it with the a7 III for my gigs. Another thing too is I heard something about the a7 III not having an anti-aliasing filter. Maybe that will be, you know, some type of thing that you would want to consider a7R III instead of a7 III due to the anti-aliasing filter. But, you know, honestly, if you could really tell the difference between those photos, like I can't, like I don't know what that does, to be honest. I'm not a photographer, I'm a videographer mainly. I probably wouldn't be able to tell. And honestly, if you're able to tell the slight differences between anti-aliasing filter and no anti-aliasing filter, you're probably a superhero, because I have glasses, okay? I have, you know, it should be 2020 with these glasses on. I can't tell, all right? So you're probably a superhero, likely an Avenger. You know, hopefully you turn to dust when Thor snapped his fingers, and hopefully you're not revived in Avengers 4, because that's just how much I care about anti-aliasing and all that. I don't know, I cannot tell the difference. But overall, I believe that if you are more of a videographer, and you might shoot photos sometimes, just get the a7 III. You don't need the a7R III. If you are primarily a photographer, you get the a7R III. Like if that's all you do is photography and you just want like the best possible image quality, resolution, all that stuff, both of these have great dynamic range. But you get the a7R III if you are just dedicated photographer. And you know, you could also do great video. Like the video quality is pretty much the same between the both of these. So that's that. I mean, and also if you're just a photographer and you don't need 42 megapixels, you just want to take great pictures, you're doing weddings, you could have like 2 a7 IIIs, that's like $4 grand, and you could just shoot away, you know? And you get great photos, great high quality photos, great dynamic range, great editing, all that stuff in a $2,000 package. But anyways, I know I did not get anywhere with this video, like I didn't get anywhere with the other video, but please continue to support. Please sub so I could get over 1,000 subscribers so I could finally monetize my videos, so I could finally make, who am I kidding? Okay, I don't need 1,000 subs to monetize, all right? I just need the subs so Sony would invite me to their events, okay? But real talk though, I really appreciate all the support from my previous video. I looked at all the comments. I appreciate all the additional subs. Like I wasn't really expecting like 500 additional subs from that stupid DJI Ronin S video I did, but I 100% appreciate it. And actually to quickly follow up, this is the Ronin S base plate, and it's supposed to be the same as this Manfrotto base plate. It doesn't really fit, you know, it doesn't fit my actual Manfrotto monopods right. Like I can get it on there, but it's not like secure. It's just weird. Like I don't know why they couldn't just make it to spec. You know, they claim it's gonna be, you know, it's a Manfrotto plate, but it doesn't fit exactly. And this Manfrotto plate won't even go on the DJI Ronin S. So that is one massive gripe about that. But anyways, until my next video, you know, give me ideas if you want me to make another video, something else that'll waste your time. Just put in a comment, make a suggestion what you want to see. You know, I'm open to suggestions. I have some random ideas of videos I'm going to do in the next coming weeks. But until then, you know, happy shooting, and like any pro shooter, just lighten up. Have a good one.